Jack Skellington has his bow tie now. So guys, if you haven't been following along, I've done a few videos on how we've got Jack to this stage that'll be in the cards up above, and today we made his little bow tie. So if you've been paying attention closely in Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas, you'll have noticed that Jack Skellington's elegant bow tie is actually a bat. In some of the scenes it flies off and then lands back on his neck again. So we had a go at making the teeny tiny bat for Jack. And warning, this is a fiddly one, so watch your fingers. So how did we make the bat? Let's find out. So firstly I used 3 small strips of black pipe cleaner, fold over the ends so they're not jaggy, and roughly move them into shape that you want them, and then we're going to look at wrapping them really tightly with some black fleece. This is carded merino, so not exactly the easiest thing to work with, but that's what I'm using for the rest of them. So try and wrap each one of those bits of black pipe cleaner as tightly as we can. Felt it off a little bit, and then shaping the pipe cleaners roughly into the shapes we want for the bat. We're going to wrap some more around the middle to hold them together. And then felt everything all over until it's as smooth as you can get it. Be careful with your fingers here. And then obviously to pad out the bat's wing, I'm just going to add a little bit of black in between each of these fingers here. Felt this in place, trying to make it a nice smooth curve in between each of the fingers. Really careful, but felting between your fingers, I find actually this is still the easiest way, even in this smallest size. Just be really careful and aware that you're felting down between your fingers and not actually up into your fingers, but it means you can change your directions, manipulate the shape with your fingertips, and just be a lot more in control, but be really careful. To make the head, you're going to start with a small amount of black fleece and carefully felt it into a kind of flattened ball shape first of all, and then just pinching between your fingers. This is so much easier to manipulate. You're just pinching down to the bottom of a pointed chin, and then the 2 ears, you're going to pinch them up and felt between your fingers to make 2 ears poke up at the top. So you've got a kind of pointy heart shape here, and then we want two red eyes for this guy, so I'm taking a couple of pinches of red fleece. Now when I'm making things on this kind of scale, things like eyes, I usually make 3 or 4, make more than I think I'm going to need, just so I can pick the ones that are the right size, because a slight variation in size is going to be quite obvious in this. So I take off a small pinch of fleece, roll it in a circle between my fingers until it's quite dense, and then at the last second just roll it backwards and forwards between my fingers, and this gives you the kind of more oval shape rather than round, and felt this into place. And then I'm going to attempt to attach this onto the wings, but then when I stick this onto the Jack's body, I can see that this is a bit too thick for what I'm wanting. So I'm just going to twist the wings round so that the centre's slightly narrower, and then felt everything into place, and then really carefully felt this onto Jack. And that's all there is to it. That's your Jack with his little bow tie on. So thank you so much for following along. Don't forget, check out the cards of the rest of the playlist of Jack. Click on my wee face to subscribe, and come back every Thursday for more of this Jack doll. Only 1 or 2 more videos left and I think he's done. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week.